What's up, everybody? My name is Jeremy Jones and I am back with another video. Today I'm talking my weekly sneaker rotation, so stay tuned.
Got a lot of things changing in my life. Hoping one day I'ma get it all right. Brother is engaged, about to start a new life. Yeah, I haven't had a chill day. Really wanna vibe, appreciate the moments. I've been creating, not scrolling. Mom and dad still support.
Alright, man, I'm back with another video. Now, before I get too deep into this video, y'all already know what to do. Go and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you're new, consider subscribing. I made content about sneakers. Alright, so let's dive into today's video. Just like I said in the intro, man, I am back with another weekly sneaker rotation. Now, this should be week 150 to the best of my knowledge. And if I'm wrong, feel free to correct the kid down in the comment section. Now, y'all already know I started this series off at the beginning of 2023. And here we are. Pretty much we're on week 150, right? Okay, so pretty much if you want to get a sneak peek of what I'm wearing throughout the week, sign up for that sold out Discord. The link is pinned at the top of the comment section and it is free to sign up. Or of course, you know, we continue the sneaker talk, but we got a food section, a sports section, you name it, right? Okay. If I don't get the content out in time, most likely we're already discussing it already in the Discord, right? Okay. And again, it is free to sign up. So enough rambling. Let's just get right into this weekly sneaker rotation. Now, y'all know I end things off on a Friday, then pick right back up on Saturday, right? Okay, so pretty much Saturday, as the 12s have came out, the taxis, as you guys know, I picked those guys up. So it inspired me to step in none other than the Air Jordan 12 Cherries, right? Okay, I almost kind of messed up the name, but yeah, the Cherries, which this was like another recent pickup for me. Now, if you guys know, or if you haven't been living under a rock, one of my favorite colors is red. So pretty much I had to wait for these guys to come back out. I didn't want to kind of do what I did with the taxis, then end up kind of selling the taxis and this, that, and the third and all that. So this was patient for these. One of my favorite kind of like, not necessarily, I ain't even gonna say silhouettes, even though it's the second most silhouette in my collection. This colorway in general means a lot to me. I mean, white and red, you really can't go wrong with it. And just as a timeless classic sneaker, brings me back to my like childhood for a second, right? Okay, so yeah, this was my Saturday shoe. I wore these to the Chop Shop, and probably by the time that I'm recording this video, it's probably time to go back, right? Okay, but with that being said, I think what we got production date on this right here was 2023. So yeah, this was what? Yeah, I want to say roughly a couple years ago, but I feel like I just got these last year. But that's just kind of how it goes when you're just constantly always copying sneakers, right? Okay, but yeah, Air Jordan 12 Cherries is what I wore on Saturday. Cool, now we're gonna move right on to Sunday. Y'all know that's kind of like my chill day, reset day, kind of prep day. So I do my very best to do the bare bone minimum in life in general, right? Okay, so pretty much on Sunday, Yeezy Slides Pure, and yes, for the people in the comment section, I know it is time for some new ones, and I have plenty of new ones on deck, but at the same time, again, I just molded to my feet, man. It's hard to just throw these joints down the drain because I'm like, they're somewhat still serviceable. Like, I'm not gonna say I would wanna wear these out and about, hence why I call these my house shoes. Like, you're probably most likely not gonna see me in these, and if you do, I mean, literally, I'm trying to make the quickest errand run ever, right? Okay, so pretty much this was my Sunday shoe, was the Yeezy Slide Pure colorway. Pretty much AKA my house shoes slash trash shoes slash I'm not going far shoes, right? Just that, pretty much, very simple. So this was my Sunday shoe, was the Yeezy Slide, and this is the Pure colorway. This is the Adidas version. Cool. Now I'm gonna move right along on to Monday, right back at work. You know, the kid worked a full-time job, and this shoe right here, I probably never let go because it was like a tough cop for me back then, right? Okay, and I'm talking none other than the Air Jordan 12 Masters, right? Okay, now this is before the whole like, hey, reserve on the app, pick up in store slash sneakers app, I think haven't been long took off when these joints actually had dropped, right? Okay. This is one of those where it was first come, first serve, and they did have a lot of pairs. And when I tell you the line was like, I mean, we had the line all the way back to the end of like the end of the other side of the mall when we picked these guys up, man. So yeah, but y'all know me, man, I'm a sucker for gold. So black overall majority, you can't really go wrong with these guys right here. It just holds like a sentimental values on here. So production date on these was 2015. So yeah, definitely was some interesting times back then. And I don't regret this at all. And it's one of those, if you know, you know type of sneakers. I've seen some people go back on the resale market and grab these guys, but yeah, no particular super story on it. But I mean, at the same time, if you're one of those people who like all your shoes in dark colors or all black shoes, or you don't like to wear like white shoes, I feel like this is the one for you. So pretty much this was my Monday shoe, was the Air Jordan 12 Masters. Cool. Now I'm gonna move right on to Tuesday, which ironically the kid got somewhat of a break, but I mean, people ask me this trick question all the freaking time. It's like, yo, are you free? Are you available? No, I'm not. No, just keep it 100. I'm always constantly doing something. I'm not the guy that just sit around and just do nothing, right? Okay, even on my prep days, I'm still have something to do. So pretty much with that said though, I was in the crib, but I was actively doing stuff. So pretty much on Tuesday, again, and the beaters right here, Yeezy Slides, pure colorway, wore these again. So pretty much look at it as like, this was like a Saturday and Sunday if I had nothing to do, but technically this was Tuesday. And even though when I'm in the crib, I don't just necessarily always get to sit around all the time. I'm always trying to work to be ahead of schedule, if you catch my drift. So pretty much this was my Tuesday shoe, was a Yeezy Slide, pure colorway. Cool. Now let's move right on to Wednesday, right back at the work. Again, work a full-time job, so pretty much I enjoyed that day off for Veterans Day. Salutes to all the veterans, of course. No disrespect I don't mean any way, shape, or form by that. So salutes, I know a lot's going on, but you know, Wednesday, right back at work. We stepped in none other than the Air Jordan 12, and these are the University Golds, aka the Gary Payton's PE, what have you, right? Okay, when he played on the Lakers. Now again, I'm gonna say this, black, one of my favorite colorways. While this may be University Gold, according to Jordan Brand and or Nike, in my eyes, it's a like more sophisticated yellow. So it really caught my eye like when I saw these joints. Now I think I picked these up on Dick's Sporting Goods whenever we was going through that whole thing during 2020. So, you know, overall, still can't go wrong with it. I don't hate these guys right here, and definitely a shoe I need to wear more often, right? Okay, I know it's definitely an attention grabber when you see these joints step out here, because not too many people wear like a University Gold and or yellow shoe in general. So I mean, at the end of the day, you really can't go wrong with it. And I will say this, 12s, while it is kind of like a high cut, it is still comfortable in my opinion. So this was my Wednesday shoe, was the Air Jordan 12 Gary Payton, aka the University Gold joints, right? Okay, cool. Let's move right on to Thursday, another shoe that I've had, sold, and bought back again. So pretty much I stepped in again Thursday, right back at work, in the Air Jordan 12, and these are the flu games. I really want to call them the breads very badly, but at the end of the day, we go on by the flu games because when he was playing with these joints, we thought he had the flu, but according to the documentary that came out with him, I think what it was, The Last Shot, if I'm not mistaken. No, The Last Shots is actually like an Air Jordan 14s, but whenever they did the documentary on him, when that joint was on Netflix, right? Okay, pretty much the story goes is that, I'm not mistaken, he had food poisoning, but I mean, I guess calling these the food poisonings really don't sound as good as the flu games, right? Okay, but neither here nor there. I think we should have just kept it with the original and called them the breads. But hey, it is what it is. I still feel like this is a timeless classic sneaker, and if you know, you know. If they drop this shoe again in a couple years, I'll probably buy it again, even though these are perfectly fine, because I think the ones I had last was like 2016, but I ain't tripping on these right here. So this was like another like recent pickup. And yeah, I'm already kind of scraping the like eyelids for the shoestring laces on this joint. But this was my Thursday shoe, was the Air Jordan 12 Flu Games. Cool. Now let's move right on to Friday to close out the week strong. Another shoe in my collection that I feel like I don't wear enough, but I have been putting it in rotation more and more and more. And to close out strong, I stepped in none other than the Air Jordan 12, and these are the wings. Now I know this black part actually scratches off, but I actually like the way they look already. Shiny gold with the shoestring loops right here at the top of these joints, so I don't hate that. And again, got the wings joint right there. Typically it says Jordan, so it is what it is, but white and black, I feel like like you can't go wrong with it, especially when it's white, black, and gold. Something I probably should have took more advantage of rocking back in the day, but now I've had this shoe for so long, you can tell that it's just aged overall. And I think I've taken care of it for the most part. I know it's got the numbering up inside here. I don't know if the camera's gonna do this any type of justice, but behind here on the shoestring or behind the tongue, there's like some lacing on there. I don't know if the camera's gonna do this any justice, because sometimes when I get close, and I'll see if I can get up here to get a little bit of more focus action, because sometimes when I do this, it doesn't focus on the right thing, but I think we got it right that time. And of course, one thing I do want to show you guys right here, instead of what it says right there, we have his arms kind of spreading out in the back, making sure I get better visuals, because I notice when I don't get it right, you guys don't hesitate in the comment section to let me know that, hey, you completely suck at making videos sometimes because you don't pay attention. But you know, it is what it is, and I'm just joking. I mean, hey, nobody's perfect, and at the end of the day, I'm not a professional at this. But anyway, this was my Friday shoe, was it Air Jordan 12 Wings. Cool, man. So pretty much that completes my weekly sneaker rotation for this week. Y'all sign off in the comment section and let me know what you wore throughout the week as well. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of this thing and stop rambling, man. Y'all be sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you're new, consider subscribing. I make content about sneakers. Again, my name is Jeremy Jones, and thank you for watching, and I'm out.